Hello, boys and girls. We are going to be watercolor painting this week. Please get your watercolor set, your brush, your container of water, and paper towel or a napkin. That'll help. Thank you. Hello, boys and girls. Today we are going to be watercolor painting brown or black bears. I'm trying to get a close-up of their face. You can see the muzzle, the nose, the mouth, the ears. All right, boys and girls, today we are going to be watercolor painting and our focus is bears, black or brown bears. And we're going to need a piece of paper, watercolor set ready, paper towel if you can find it, or a napkin. You can get a cup of water, and obviously you'll need your brush. First step when we're painting is we carefully drip water into every color. And we need to remember that we always wash our brush between colors, okay? And I just added a drop of water into all my colors, and that softens the paint because it's a dry set. All right, boys and girls, today we're going to really focus on making a large image, a large painting of a bear, a close-up of its face and its muzzle, just like a dog has a muzzle, its long nose. Maybe we'll put something delightful on the nose. Maybe a little bee, or a bug, or a fly, or a leaf. You decide. So boys and girls, our first step, I think I'm going to make mine a brown bear. I'm going to go into brown and really add some water. Now, I want to have maybe his nose on this side, or maybe you want him on this side. But first step is to sort of paint a nose. Here's the nose, very lightly. I've made it with just an oval or a circle. And then I'm going to make a line go out for its muzzle and a line coming down for its muzzle. I'm going to go back in the water, get a little more brown. This is the muzzle where the mouth is. And now I'm going to make the head. Ooh, the ears will go up there, and I'm going to bring the head and back down, 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 because this is going to be a big close-up of a bear. So here's his muzzle, nose. I'm going to put those little ears. One ear, two ears, just a half a scoop, almost like a little hill or a bubble. Makes a nice ear. There we go. The trick with painting when we're not drawing first is to really take your time. Never rushing. Okay, I'm going to wash my brush out, dry it out a little bit. You know, you can touch the paper towel to make sure it's not too wet. I'm going to go back into brown, and now I'm going to bring the muzzle down into the neck and the belly. Here we go. Nice. Now I almost want to show a little arm here, just a little scoop of an arm. You might want to use the crayon for that because it's going to be hard once this brown bear is brown. But maybe we can add the arm after we paint in the fur. Now, of course he doesn't have his eyes yet. Here's the edge of the muzzle. Usually their muzzle is a little different color, a little lighter or a little darker, usually a little lighter. And I'm just going to leave that. And now I want to make some eyes. One. These are like their eyebrows. Two. I'm going to wash my brush. Maybe I'll go into black for this part. Wash my brush, and I'm going to scoop down one eye. Two eyes. It's going to be kind of like a cartoon of a bear. And now I'm going to put the eye. So you can see his little irises. There we go. Bear. And now, once I've got this set up, I think I'm just going to start adding the fur. Oh, of course, I'm making a brown bear. Maybe yours is black. Always going back in the water. I'm not going to touch those eyes. Don't go near those eyes yet. Let them dry for a while. And do you notice if I use a lot of water, the brown is very light. And I'm just almost making it scooping down just like fur would come down. Now if you think, oh, my bear isn't big enough, you could make this line go bigger. I could just go back here, redraw or repaint this line and make him chubbier. Now I have to add the paint. Fill it in. You still can kind of see that line, that's okay. And carefully add the brown to your bear. Try not to touch that part yet. Let it dry for a while, those eyes. And we're going nice and careful. Maybe you could make little flowers around him later, or her, or little leaves, or little pine needles, or just polka dots as a design. It'll be so fun to paint around this bear. All right, boys and girls, here we go. Now I'm getting closer to the eyes. Sometimes it's nice to obviously use a crayon to draw some things in, but I think today we're trying to challenge ourselves a little bit and paint this one in completely. And here I'm getting a little closer, adding water to my brush. Now I better slow down. I'm going to put the inside of the line for this bear's ear. And I'm getting closer to those eyes. So I'm going to slow down. Don't want to get sloppy. So here we go. Let's get a little closer. Just barely touch it and move your brush over. There you go. Barely touch and move over. And you can tell where I've added a lot of water, it'll be lighter, and a little water. It's going to be darker. Just depends on how much paint you have in your brush and how much water. I'm going carefully around the eyes. And try not to drip on them or touch them. There we go. And that's getting pretty dry. Oops, I added black to his head. That could be just a dark spot on his fur, right? And be careful with your brush, never banging it, never pounding it. And I almost want to make it look more furry, so I'm trying to make little dash, 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 dash lines. If we had white paint, there is no white in a watercolor set, it would be nice to make these little lines, but I might have to make them with dark brown or black. So now let's work on the fur for a while. This is a lot to paint. Such a fuzzy guy or girl. And here we go. I'm saving this space right here to make a little arm, okay? Or maybe you want an arm on this side, or his arm could go up and down. You decide. So let it dry for a while. Now remember, you can always use a paper towel to dry some of it up. It's starting to look kind of furry. Now I wanted to fill in this muzzle. So I'm going to wash my brush, and I'm going to just barely touch brown. I don't want it dark, just very light. Can you see I have a lot of water in there? Here we go. And I'm going to let that dry for a while. There we go. I don't think my eyes are dark enough. Let's see. I'm going to take this and soak up some of the water. Ooh, I like that. It changed the fur marks. Made it kind of polka dotted. Oh, I smeared a little bit. That happens. Maybe I'll add that to my painting. More fur coming out. There you go. This fur is a mess. Maybe up here too. We just woke up. All right, boys and girls. You might want to think about darkening the eyes a little bit. Maybe with a marker, or it looks kind of wet, so I might just have to use paint again. Just want to get these eyes to really show. There we go. Just got to be very careful. And, oh, I forgot one ear. There we go. You really, before you start layering color over color, you really have to make sure it's dry. Here are my eyes, my bear, and I want to make my nose darker. Okay. I'm going to finish the ears and the nose. There we go. All right. My nose is going to be much darker than this, so I'm going to dip into black. And you can tell if my brush isn't very good and broken, it'll be all like a bad hair day, all sticking out, all the bristles. But no, it's okay. Oh, I like the darker nose. Okay, now I'm going to make where the muzzle kind of opens up into the snout, into the face. And there's usually a little line that comes down. Line and a little line, kind of like a dog's face. There you go. Oh, and they have these tiny little polka dots for their little whiskers. I want to put something on his nose, like a little bug of something, or maybe a leaf. I don't know. You don't have to, obviously. You can do what you like to do. I want to make the little arm here, just like a scoop down. So I'm going to dip into black, because you can't use white. And I'm going to make sure this is dry. So if you paint over it, make sure it's dry. Like this is not quite dry. It's getting there. Depends on how wet it is. And I'm going to just go back into brown, a darker brown with less water. And I'm going to scoop down for a little arm. Here we go. There. And of course, this bear is going to have claws. They're fierce. 1, 2, 3. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Here we go. Maybe some more fur. Fur marks all over the place. If you have different types of brushes, you really can get different size marks, but we seem to only have one brush. You might have a second brush, and you'll notice it makes a different mark. All right, I'm going to wash my brush out. I do not want to add something on this little nose unless this nose is dry. So I'm going to dip in and dry my bear's nose. Oh, there we go. And I'm going to put a cute little red bug maybe, or a little orange bug. Here we go. I'm just going to make him a little circle. There you go, little buddy. I might have to use a crayon to draw his little feet. Add any details you'd like. Just make sure not to paint as fast as I am painting in this film. I hope you enjoyed painting a bear today. Thank you, boys and girls.